Hello students, in this class we are going to discuss about the remaining portion of neural control and coordination. So regarding about sense organs we need to discuss. So sense organs, these are the organs that detect the changes in the environment and convey the information to the CNS, right? So whatever the stimulus, external stimulations are received by the sense organs, and those stimulus which will be sent up to the region of a CNS, and the CNS generates the response and to the effector organs, right? And it includes eye, ear, nose, tongue, and skin, right? So these are the sense organs presented in our body. And regarding the structure of eye is the most important, diagram is most important, and labeling also most important. Eye and ear also both are most important. Two eyes are located in sockets of the skull called orbits. Wherever the eye located in the region of skull, that is called as orbits. So the adult human eyeball is nearly a spherical structure. The structure of eyeball is a spherical structure, and eyeball has three layers: sclera, choroid, and retina. So in notes also, just you go through that. I given the notes at the time whenever we discussed this topic in the classroom. So in that notes I clearly mentioned eyeball is one of the part of eye, right? Was remaining eyelashes, and regarding extra information given once you go through the notes, right? So eyeball has three layers: sclera, choroid, and retina, right? So sclera, the external layer formed of a dense connective tissue, right? And anterior transparent portion of sclera is called cornea. So there is external layer formed, so outermost layer is called sclera, and external layer formed of a dense connective tissue, and anterior transparent portion of sclera is called cornea. So anterior part of the sclera which is called cornea. So this is cornea, right? And next one, choroid, bluish middle layer. So middle layer is choroid. So this layer is called choroid, middle layer, contains many blood vessels. So there is in eye, which part of the region contains many blood vessels, that is choroid. So choroid is thin over posterior 2/3 of eyeball, but it is thick in the anterior part, anterior to form ciliary body. So in the region of posterior the choroid is thin, and in the region of anterior it forms the ciliary body. In the anterior region it forms the ciliary body, right? And ciliary body continues forward to form a pigmented and opaque structure is called the iris. So this region, pigmented and opaque structure, is called iris. So this is iris and this one is iris, right? Ciliary body continues forward to form pigmented and opaque structure is called iris, and it is visible colored portion of the eye. So what is the visible colored portion of the eye? So iris, it may be changed various from one person to another person. Generally it is in black color, otherwise it is some of the persons like blue color iris also presented, right? So visible colored portion of the eye. And iris has a central opening called pupil. So the central region of the iris is called pupil. The diameter of the pupil is regulated by the muscle fiber of iris, and this helps to regulate the amount of light entering into the eye, right? So what is the function of a pupil? The diameter of the pupil is regulated by the muscle fibers of the iris, and this helps to regulate the amount of light entering into the region of eyeball, right? And the eyeball contains a transparent crystalline lens, and it is held in place by ligaments attached to the ciliary body. So in the region of anterior portion the lens is presented. So the lens which is presented in the place by ligaments attached to the ciliary body. So for the ciliary body there is ligaments attachment is takes place. By the ligaments the lens is presented, held at the region of anterior portion, right? So this is iris, and this one is cornea, and this is lens, and ciliary body means choroid, anterior structure, and cornea which is made up of with which layer? So anterior portion of sclera, and remaining portion, the white region of portion sclera is nothing but white eyeball, right? Next one, retina. Innermost layer is called retina, and inner layer, it contains three layer of cells from inner to outer. So that is important. This one is important, very. Retina is the inner layer, and three layer cell presented. So inner to outer, ganglion cells, bipolar cells, and photoreceptor cells. Ganglion, bipolar, and photoreceptor cells, inner to outer. And photoreceptor cells are two types, rods and cones. So they contain photosensitive proteins, photopigments. So photoreceptor cells are two photoreceptor cells are presented. Those are rods and cones. They contain photosensitive proteins are called photopigments. Photopigments are formed opsin, a protein, and a retinol aldehyde of vitamin E. So formation of photopigments formed by opsin and retinol. Retinol is formed by aldehyde of vitamin E, right? Okay. So next one, cone cells and rod cells. The differences between cone and rod cells are most important. So the cone cells are daylight function. Cone cells for the purpose of daylight, for photopic vision are also called, or colored vision, right? So daylight or photopic vision and color vision, and rods are twilight, scotopic vision, and means dark light. And there are three types of cones containing photopigments, photopsin, that respond to red, green, and blue lights. So there is three types of cones are presented. So that is against which light? Against red, green, and blue lights, right? The sensation of different colors are produced by combinations of these cones and their photopigments. And when the cones are stimulated equally, a sensation of white light is produced. So these three are simulated equally, white light production is takes place. And rods for what purpose? Majorly twilight, scotopic vision. They contain a purplish red protein called rhodopsin. Rhodopsin, right? It contains a derivative of vitamin E. And slightly above the posterior pole of the eyeball, there is a region where optic nerves which leave eye and retinal blood vessels enter it. So in this region there is retina region, posterior region of the retina. There is a region where the optic nerves leave. Optic nerves are merged out and blood vessels are entered. And in that region, photoreceptor cells are absent, and it is called blind spot. So this is blind spot. This region blind spot is presented. What is meant by blind spot? Whenever there is blood vessels emerged, blood vessels inside, and presented enters inside, and optic nerves emerged out, that region is called blind spot. And the blind spot, what is absent? In the blind spot there is absence of in the blind spot photoreceptor cells are absent. Here in this region there is no photoreceptor cells, right? Lateral to the blind spot there is a yellowish pigment spot called macula lutea with a central pit, or also called fovea. And the region of blind spot in the region of ventral side of, means in the region of posterior region of the retina, right? Lateral to the blind spot there is a yellowish pigment spot called macula lutea. Here macula lutea is presented. The depression which is presented in the region of retina is called fovea centralis, right? So there is a central pit is presented. So as around there is a yellow color spot is called macula lutea, and central pit is called fovea centralis, right? The fovea is a thinned out portion of the retina where only the cones and rods and cones are densely packed. In retina, which region cones and rods densely packed? In the region of fovea centralis. It is a point of greatest visual acuity, the highest resolution. High resolution image is formed in the region of retina, where? In the region of fovea. What is the reason? Because of presence of what? Presence of high density of rods and cones, right? So visual acuity, in NCERT also this word given, the greatest visual acuity and resolution, or also called resolution. High resolution image is formed, right? So this is regarding about blind spot, and there is yellow spot, you need to remember. So most important, right? Next one, the space between the cornea and lens is called aqueous chamber. So between the lens and cornea is called aqueous chamber. Between lens and retina is called vitreous chamber. So aqueous chamber and vitreous chamber both are filled with aqueous humor and vitreous humor, right? Here given aqueous chamber contains aqueous humor, thin watery fluid, and space between lens and retina is called vitreous chamber, and it contains vitreous humor, a transparent gel. So this is transparent gel, and this is here whitish fluid is presented, right? Watery fluid is presented. And next one, what is the purpose? So providing nourishment to the lens. So vitreous and aqueous vitreous humor providing nourishment to the lens, right? Aqueous humor also providing nourishment to the lens. And next one, mechanism of vision. Okay, Okay, mechanism of vision, how eye works. So how we can able to visible one image, right?